We all know that feeling, right? As the years go by, maybe you don't bounce back quite as fast.
Yeah.
And our immune systems, they definitely feel it too. They get less effective, leaving us more open to infections, to diseases.
It's a fundamental part of aging, unfortunately.
But what if, and this is the exciting part, what if we could actually turn that back? Not with really harsh, body-wide treatments, but something gentler, more targeted. So today, that's our deep dive. We're looking at this really fascinating new study. It gives us an early, but honestly, a pretty exciting glimpse into doing just that, rejuvenating the immune system without the chemotherapy or radiation we usually think of.
Yeah, the standard, quite toxic approaches.
Exactly. And this research, it even holds out this promise, at least in animal models for now, of refreshing the whole system and maybe even stopping early blood disorders from becoming full-blown leukemia.
Which is huge.
It really is. So our mission today is to unpack the science behind this potentially much gentler path towards healthier aging.
And what's really interesting, I think, is seeing how this specific piece of research fits into the bigger picture, the whole field of regenerative medicine, this push against age-related decline. It's moving so fast right now.
Right.
And maybe we should just quickly touch on what actually happens to our immune system as we get older.
Yeah, good idea.
So we talk about immunosenescence. It's basically just the immune system getting weaker over time, less responsive. Think about vaccines sometimes not working as well in older adults.
Okay.
And then there's inflammaging, this kind of constant low-level inflammation throughout the body. It's not like an acute infection, but it's there, simmering away, and it drives a lot of age-related diseases.
That sounds, not good.
It's definitely not good. And central to all of this, really, are these cells deep in our bone marrow, the hematopoietic stem cells, or HSCs.
Ah, yes, the HSCs. The sort of master cells for blood and immunity.
Precisely. They're the progenitors, the parent cells for, everything in your blood and immune system. But the thing is, as we age, these HSCs get kind of unbalanced.
Unbalanced how?
They start favoring the production of certain types of cells, myeloid cells, for instance, over others, like lymphoid cells, which are crucial for targeted immunity.
So the mix gets skewed.
Yeah, the mix is wrong. And that leads to this less effective, imbalanced immune system that just doesn't respond the way it should.
Okay, so if the very foundation, these HSCs, are going a bit haywire with age, making the wrong cell balance, how do we fix that without, the old sledgehammer approach?
Right.
Like, traditionally, if you needed a stem cell transplant, you basically wipe out the entire existing system first, right?
Yeah.
High-dose chemo, radiation.
Total scorched earth. And incredibly risky, especially for older people who might not tolerate those treatments well at all.
Exactly. So the idea of a different way, something really precise, that's where this new study comes in. They mentioned something called a biological scalpel.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. The elegance is in the targeting. So there's a protein called CD45. It's found mostly on these blood-forming cells, including the HSCs. And then there's a toxin, saporin. What they did was clever. They attached the saporin to an antibody that is engineered to only bind to CD45.
Ah, like a guided missile.
Exactly like a guided missile. It delivers that toxic payload just to the cells with CD45 on their surface. So it selectively eliminates the aging, the damage, the malfunctioning immune stem cells.
Well, leaving other tissues alone.
Pretty much, yeah. It spares the other tissues that don't have CD45. So this targeted debulking, as they call it, clears out the old stuff. It makes space in the bone marrow.
Making room for new healthy cells to move in.
Exactly. New healthy donor HSCs can then engraft, take root, and start building a younger, healthier immune system.
So it's like targeted weeding in the garden rather than burning the whole plot down. You remove the problem plants to let the good ones flourish.
That's a perfect analogy.
Okay, so they did this targeted clear out in mouse models, especially ones that were already showing signs of blood problems. What actually happened? Did it, work? Did it stop the disease?
The results were, pretty remarkable. First, the old faulty immune system was safely cleared out by the CD45 saporin. That's a big deal itself, doing it non-toxically.
Right.
Then the new healthy stem cells, successfully engrafted, took over production. They restored a much healthier immune profile in these mice.
Okay, good start.
But here's the kicker. In the mice prone to developing leukemia from their pre-existing blood disorder, the treatment actually prevented them from progressing to full-blown cancer.
Wow. Okay, that is significant, preventing leukemia progression.
Yes. It's really, as far as I know, a first for this kind of non-toxic conditioning approach. It rejuvenates the immune system and stops cancer development in this specific animal model. It really could change how we think about treating these precancerous conditions.
Preventing cancer, even in a mouse model, that's definitely headline news. But we always have to ask this, right? Mice aren't people.
Right.
How big are the hurdles to get this from the lab into actual human therapies? What are the main limitations right now?
Absolutely. The caveats are crucial. And you're right to bring them up. It is still early days, still mouse models. One key finding was a bit worrying. The treatment seemed less effective in the really old mice.
But isn't that the main group you'd want to treat?
Exactly. It's a bit ironic. So that needs more investigation. Why is it less effective in older animals than, long-term side effects? Saporin is a toxin, even if targeted. Are there any subtle off-target effects over time? We don't know yet.
Okay.
And finally, there's this whole issue of the bone marrow niche.
The niche, meaning the environment around the stem cells.
Precisely. It's not just about putting in new seeds. The soil matters too. The bone marrow environment itself ages, becomes less supportive. So even if you put in perfectly healthy young stem cells, an aged niche might limit how well they can actually function long term.
Right. It's like fixing one part of the system, but not the support structure. It sounds like peeling an onion, solve one problem, find another layer underneath.
That's science for you. But it's progress. Each layer reveals more.
Despite these challenges, though, this study does feel like it's riding a bigger wave, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This whole movement in anti-aging research, trying to restore youthful function.
Yeah.
Where does this CD45 saporin approach fit in that wider picture? Are there other things people are trying for the immune system?
Oh, absolutely. This is one really promising tool in a growing toolbox for immune rejuvenation. You've got other strategies like senolytics.
The drugs that clear out those zombie senescent cells.
Exactly. Those cells accumulate with age and spew out inflammatory signals, contributing directly to that inflammaging we mentioned. So clearing them out could help.
Okay, what else?
There's work on thymus regeneration. The thymus is a key immune organ, critical for T cell development, but it shrinks dramatically as we age. So trying to regrow or rejuvenate the thymus is another major goal.
Right.
And even things like cutting-edge mRNA-based therapies, similar to some vaccines, being explored to try and sort of reset the aging patterns of gene expression within the immune cells themselves.
So lots of different angles.
Definitely. If you connect it all, the bigger picture is this multi-pronged attack on immune aging. The goal isn't just fighting off infections better, but also improving cancer surveillance by the immune system and dialing down that chronic inflammation that causes so many problems.
And that really brings us to the why it matters for you listening right now. A younger acting immune system. That could mean, well, your vaccines work better, whether it's flu or something new.
A much better response, potentially.
It could lower your risk for certain cancers, make you less prone to those nagging chronic infections, and maybe, just maybe, delay or lessen the impact of multiple age-related diseases that really affect quality of life. So this study, this non-toxic approach with CD45 saporin, this biological scalpel, it feels like a really meaningful signpost. It suggests a safe reboot for our immune systems might actually be feasible down the line without those terrible side effects of older methods.
It's a glimpse of a potential future.
Yeah. Now, we're still years away from this being in clinics, absolutely. And we talked about the caveats, the older mice issue, it being early stage, the bone marrow niche problem. But the direction, it feels hopeful. Genuinely hopeful.
And if we pull back again, connect it to that bigger picture one last time, I think it really reinforces this idea that aging isn't necessarily this fixed, inevitable decline across the board.
You mean specific parts might be fixable?
Potentially, yes. Specific systems, like the immune system, might be restorable, revitalized. Now, look, this isn't some magical cure for aging like in science fiction. Let's be clear about that.
Of course.
But it does make you ask some important questions, doesn't it? About how we even define healthy longevity. If science is getting closer to repairing the very systems that break down as we age, what does that actually mean for how we approach health in the future? It shifts the focus, maybe, not just on stretching out the years, but really enhancing the quality, the vitality of those years we have. That's the really provocative thought, I think. What does truly vital longevity look like if we can start fixing things from the inside out?